Hey guys, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. As some of you who are regulars probably know, I was out yesterday, wife's birthday, spent the day at Disneyland. Thanks for all the birthday well wishes and so on. We had a great time. It actually wasn't all that crowded for Disneyland. I think we ended up riding about maybe 8 different things, and none of the lines were really that bad. So awesome day. So anyway, I'm back. Seems confusing that it's Friday to me since I was off yesterday. Feels more like Monday, but here we are. Anyway, so let me talk first about this guy. This is the 69 Cowlook. It's 80s style Cowlook car. It's been missing from the shop for a while because it's been having its body work done. So why don't we talk about what we did on this? So being a Cowlook car, we went ahead and completely dechromed it. So actually we're gonna leave the VW emblem right there, but almost completely dechromed. And you'll notice that here, so this is a 69, usually there's this big vent right here. So we cut that out and welded in a piece of sheet metal there. The other thing we did was we shaved the turn signals. We're gonna go with the kind of old school little round guys about right here. So that's all shaved. All the side trim is shaved. You can see some little spots. Our body guy went over, getting it ready for paint. It's getting super close. Probably not too much more to do, and it's gonna be ready. I'm hoping to get this car over to paint next week, actually, maybe mid next week. The owner seems to have decided on a color, which is going to be ruby red. It's kind of a nice deep red, not too bright, but not too muted. Kind of a good solid red color, especially for a Cowlook car. So let's walk around the car and see what else we did. Again, I mentioned dechroming all this here. And the back, what we did was, since he's going to run probably like a dual quiet pack or some 80s appropriate, maybe single quiet pack, 80s appropriate exhaust, we went ahead and filled in the exhaust cutouts, give it that super clean look. The car is going to run T-bars, so it's really going to look clean. I'm really excited about this car. It's going to be a bitchin' ride. And what else? Yeah, so we're staying with the top that was in here, which is kind of an old school rollback top, cloth rollback top. And yeah, it's pretty 80s appropriate. It's kind of weird because it's a lot smaller than a factory one, but at the same time, it is vintage appropriate for this car. It was literally installed in the 80s, so we're rolling with it. So we'll have our interior shop that we use for most things, Octavio's next door. We'll have them make a new canvas for it, and we'll redo, probably powder coat all the workings for it and everything. It's gonna look bitchin'. So what else? He decided to stick with the padded dash, so we didn't fill in any of that stuff, but just cleaned it up. I think there were some extra holes in there. One thing was the radio area had been, and the dash had been completely hacked up. So luckily that radio section is available from Wolfsburg West, so we cut out the hacked up section and put in a nice clean new metal there. Probably go with a retro sound radio like we have been on a bunch of cars recently. Pain in the ass to install, but really cool radios, and it'll look the part. And I think we're probably going to put a tachometer over here. That'll be pretty appropriate 80s style. Maybe some other gauges somewhere. We haven't got into that much detail, but yeah, we're thinking a tachometer over there. And yeah, so I think those are kind of the main things that we did. Again, just a lot of shaving, a lot of kind of smoothing things out, giving it that real clean cow look, getting rid of unnecessary stuff like these exhaust cutouts and the vent up here for the fresh air system. He's going to be running a big motor. It's not like he's going to have heater boxes or any kind of ventilation system in this car at all. So it makes sense to just get rid of all that junk. So that's pretty much it. Let me move on to the 40 horse. So worked on this a lot yesterday and today, quite a bit more. what I did today was I went ahead and installed the heater boxes and the sleds that go underneath the motor, and they weren't too bad. They had some powder coating in some areas that they didn't need it. One of them, the flap was basically like glued to the bottom here with powder coating, so I managed to break that free, and then just touched up the areas where the powder coating kind of came off, getting that unstuck, and touched it up with a little gloss paint. It won't even be noticeable. So little things like that. The pieces were actually pretty nice, so it didn't take too much body work or prying or anything to get everything to fit. All the screws went in without too much trouble on my part. And yeah, so waiting on the exhaust. The owner said he's gonna get a stock exhaust and have it ceramic coated to match the J pipes here. So not sure how long that'll take, but in the meantime, pretty much done with about everything that I can do here. Did some small things on it today. Put on the fuel line between the pump and the carb. Put on the ignition wires. You know, the line for the vacuum. What else? Replaced the washers on here with appropriate ones that I actually zinc plated. They were old crusty ones covered in paint that I found in our parts bin. And what else? I think those are kind of the main things today on this guy. So the only other thing I did today was got back on the Ghia a little bit here, kind of starting to play around with the front lights and indicators. When I ordered the turn signal assemblies from Ghia Parts and Restoration, they sent me 2 passenger side bulb holder assemblies, this chrome looking part here. So I've got another one coming, hopefully early or mid next week. So I can't really finish this side, but I pulled out his headlight housings and rings and stuff here. They're actually really nice, and every piece is original and stamped Hella, which is really cool, except for the headlight ring on this side. So this side of the car was in an accident at some point. This whole fender has been replaced, so I'm guessing that's why they don't have a original Hella headlight ring. But I think this is a pretty old reproduction. It's very thick, heavy metal. Pretty much it feels like the same gauge as the original Hella one, so I'll probably just roll with that. Polished them up with some steel wool. They look pretty nice. And so the only other thing was the owner of the car managed to hunt down a clock for it, and the clock was broken when he got it. It wasn't working, and he figured out after some research what goes wrong with these. There's a fusible link in there that blows pretty commonly, so he got some special solder and managed to fix it, and it runs really good. It keeps very accurate time after he adjusted it a little bit. So I went ahead and popped that in the dash today, and it looks really good. So I can't wait to finish the dash. I think Monday we're going to put on the dash pad, and then I can do the wipers, and the front of this car here is really going to start coming together. Again, hopefully I get this other turn signal bit early next week, and then I can pretty much finish the front lights, both headlights and indicator lights, and probably finish up the wiring. Once the dash pad goes in, the next major thing will be the wiper mechanism, which is ready to go right there. And yeah, pretty much finish off the front of this car. So slowly but surely getting there. Anyway, that is it, guys. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and we'll see you all again Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.